What's up, everybody? Week 8 of the NFL season's here. It's Friday night. I'll be honest with you, we live in St. Louis. It's Game 7, so this is going to be really quick. Football is unfortunately the last thing on my mind right now. It'll be back there Sunday, but give us tonight.
To party, hopefully.
Yeah. Yes. Week 7 found the Dirty Trombones against Hoof-Hearted Ryan. Congratulations, the Dirty Trombones bit the big one.
Pretty badly.
Pretty badly.
Pretty badly.
I don't even know if I scored 50 points.
I think he had like 54.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was a really good team.
As far as our picks, we were all 7-5-1. My lock, which has been just
Any team playing St. Louis.
any team playing St. Louis this year, has just been solid. I think we both had Kansas City covering for and they came through in a big way.
Yeah.
So, and your lock was
My lock was, who was it? Not you ask. Oh, my lock was Baltimore over Jacksonville, and they.
Never mind.
Hey, I'm a risk taker. I could go the conventional way and just go, I'm taking whoever's playing in St. Louis every week, but I like to think through and try and be a little different.
I'm just giving you the solid
and not
pick.
root against my home team.
It's not rooting
As
against
much as
them. It's just
possible.
letting you know the truth.
No, that's true, but
Which I mean, without the Baltimore laid an egg though, and I mean that's surprising.
Oh,
That was not out of nowhere.
terrible.
Yeah,
Terrible.
I wouldn't have seen that. I would have put money on that too, and I mean that would have
Yeah.
been my second lock probably. So, but going on to week 8, we got Tennessee at home with Indy. Indy obviously looked like crap last week. Painter's not using everybody on his team. That's just inexperience of their quarterback. But Tennessee looked like crap too last week, and I'm going to go ahead. Chris Johnson, bury him. We're halfway through the season, and he has not showed up yet. So
2 yards a carry.
yeah,
think
congratulations,
my dad
Tennessee.
could
Yeah, nice contract. I'm going to go ahead and take Indy to cover in this one.
I was getting ready to make a joke about, is this 8.5 or 38.5 point spread?
Oh, it's 8.
But surprisingly, I'm taking Indy also. Tennessee scares me at home. I mean, they just scare me. It's 1 week, they play Baltimore well. Of course, I don't know if that means a lot now. Jacksonville beat them, but to lose 41-7 at home to Houston without Andre Johnson, that really worries me. I thought the team was going to be better, but I got to take Indy to cover 8.5. I got to see them bounce back here.
Let's see. I think they can.
Yeah.
Who knows? Speaking of Houston, though.
Hello.
I did. Oh, speaking of Houston, they're playing the Jaguars.
Hey, go figure. What's up, Katie?
Houston looked great last week, even without Andre Johnson. Arian Foster's just been a beast this year. I'm going to go ahead and take Houston 9 points. Jacksonville, I don't know what happened last week. I don't know if it's a combination of Baltimore sucking or Jacksonville putting the game plan together.
They played Pittsburgh tough at home 2 or 3 weeks ago, 17-13. So maybe they got something going. I just don't. Even without Andre Johnson, who's not supposed to play this week, I like Houston at home to cover 4.
Next up, we got Carolina playing Minnesota. Carolina's at home. They're 3.5-point favorite. I'm going to go ahead and take Carolina. Man, I like what they're doing. They move the ball well. I mean, there's excitement there. Minnesota, they're bringing in Ponder. I just don't think they got Adrian Peterson, but at home, I think Carolina should easily cover the 3.5 points.
And I like Minnesota here. I know Carolina's playing well, and this is really difficult to do with you just having your way with the stage here, Kenny. I like Minnesota to cover 3.5. The one thing about Carolina, I think they're 30th in the league against the run on defense. So I look for a heavy dose of Peterson here to try and control the clock. I see Minnesota keeping this close, so I'm taking Minnesota to cover.
Next up, we have our St. Louis Rams hosting the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans smacked a 62 up last week.
Mm-hmm.
Look for more of the same. Peyton is a guy that I think will run up the score on us. So St. Louis has no life right now. They've got A.J. Feely starting again. Bradford's still hurt. Actually, Brandon Lloyd looked good coming in our loss last week.
Right.
I just don't see it right now. New Orleans is just going to tear us up. I mean, we have no defense that's going to be able to stop them. Either their run with Sproles or with the passing of Drew Brees. I just don't see him stopping anybody.
Is this your lock?
This is my lock of the week.
Homer. He's from that part of the country, so He calls me out on it, so I'll call him out on it. I'm also going to take New Orleans to cover 12.5. But with that said, was it 2 years ago?
13.5.
Oh, was it 13.5? Well, I'll still take them. 33.5. It doesn't matter. I think it was 2 years ago when the Rams were 1-15. New Orleans came in. I think it was the year they won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Playing great football. They come in here. St. Louis looks terrible. New Orleans wins 27-23.
Yeah.
For some reason, St. Louis seems to play New Orleans well. And I know it used to be an old rivalry back in the late 90s when, we started to get better. But I like New Orleans here. I agree with you.
It's so weird you say that. I was actually thinking the same thing. I was like, no matter what, St. Louis, it seems like going back the last 10 years, it seems like these are good. But it's just like right now, Spagnuolo is probably going to have his job through the end of the year. But he's already fired. Unless Kroenke's a cheap bastard and just wants to hold on.
After this game, there's a lot of winnable games that they can win.
Yeah, but you're talking about winning against Seattle's. You're talking about winning against Arizona's.
We'll see.
But, I mean, beating them right now is not a big deal. And,
the bad thing is they're losing by over 19 points a game.
Exactly.
But, we'll see what happens.
Next up, we have Baltimore at home facing Arizona. Baltimore looked like crap last week. I shouldn't say they looked like crap. Their defense held up, but their offense just was not there.
Did not expect that.
I didn't either. I'm going to go ahead and take Arizona actually to cover this game. I don't know. Baltimore looked like a funk next last week. Maybe Arizona saw something Jacksonville did. Should be able to maybe keep it close. 12.5 points. I'm going to go ahead and take Arizona.
Nah, I'm taking Baltimore. They're at home. After that bad a game, I see Harbaugh having them ready to go. I think in the last 3 weeks, Arizona's given up an average of 32 points a game. I look for Baltimore to score a lot. I see them taking this game and covering.
Yeah, I mean, I like Baltimore as a team, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I think Arizona might be able to hang with them within 14 or 12.5. Next up, we have the Giants at home playing Miami. It's a 9.5 point favorite for the Giants. I'm going to go ahead and take the Giants at home. Miami's in shambles. There's inner squabbling saying, you suck. No, I can't hear Reggie Bush is saying, no, you suck, and they're saying, no, Reggie Bush, you suck. And it's just like you can't have that. You've had this going on for a few weeks now. They did not move the ball well at all last week, but I think the Giants are going to be able to take care of them pretty handily at home.
And that's a coach to me that's on the hot seat.
Yeah.
It's Sparano.
Oh, yeah.
The decision to go for 2 last week when they were up 12-0, you just scored, you could have made it 13-0. Absolutely terrible in my mind. Denver had done nothing at that point. It's a point wasted. You ended up tying the game at 15-15. If you hadn't done it, you would have won the game. So I see him be on the hot seat. I like Giants coming off the bye here, 9.5. Last game they played against Seattle, they lost by 11 at home. I see them coming out big here.
Yeah, next up we have Buffalo and Washington going to Toronto. Buffalo's actually the home team. They're pretty close to Toronto anyway. So 5.5 point favorite for Buffalo. I am going to go ahead and take Buffalo. Washington, they were leading that division. Yeah, can you tell it's Game 7 of the World Series? Unfortunately, we did not put much effort into this show. Ryan Fitzpatrick signs a $60 million deal, $24 million guaranteed. He's a happy fella. I say take him in the. He's going to cover this one easy.
Yeah, I like Buffalo too. I like Washington, but you lose Santana Moss for 5 to 7 weeks. You've lost Tim Hightower. Brian Terrain's a capable backup. And the one thing about Buffalo that worries you sometimes, their defense does give up a lot of yards, and they will give up points. But I like Buffalo making a statement here and winning this game.
Next up, we have Detroit, 3-point favorite at Denver. Denver, guess what? Tebow won that game last week at the end. This week, you're going to find out you have Tim Tebow as a quarterback, and the hype is gone. I really think Detroit is not reeling, but they're going to look to come out and make a statement. They've had a couple tough games the last couple of weeks. Stafford's a little banged up. I don't think it's going to matter. I'll take Detroit to cover the 3 at Denver.
Yeah, I like Detroit in this game also. It's the last 2 weeks, like you said, the losses they've taken at home. I see them winning this game and covering.
Next up, we have probably one of the best games of the week, or if not the best game of the week, if you want to consider Philadelphia and Dallas, in there too. But New England goes to Pittsburgh. New England's a 3-point favorite. I actually like Pittsburgh in this game. Being at home, I think they're going to be able to slow down the passing of Tom Brady. And I think they'll be able to move the ball on New England. That being said, I'm going to take Pittsburgh in the 3 points.
It is so hard to go against Pittsburgh at home when they're a dog.
Yeah.
It's very difficult, but I'm going to do it. Belichick's had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. I've got to think that New England's going to cover 3 here. I don't see New England losing, and so I'm going to have to take them to cover.
I found it tough, and as soon as you pick against New England, they'll slap like a 65 on Pittsburgh. But I think Pittsburgh at home. I think this is going to be a really good game. So
yeah.
Next up, we have San Francisco and the surprising San Francisco 49ers, an 8.5-point favorite over Cleveland. Give me the Niners, man. I think their defense is going to shut down Cleveland, score enough points to cover this. Their offense is not that great. That Frank Gore's he's good, but they hasn't been lighting it up. But 8.5 points, maybe 10-point win for San Francisco at home.
Yeah, San Francisco, the one thing about their offense is not flashy. They're consistent. They don't beat themselves, stupid penalties, turnovers. They wear you down with that offensive line. They're going to run it, and sooner or later you're going to bend and break, and they're just going to take control of the game. My lock of the week, I like San Francisco at home to cover 8.5.
Next up, we have Seattle at home taking on Cincinnati. This is my upset of the week. I'm going to go ahead and take Seattle. I think they can actually win this game.
Are we just trying to piss off people now?
Screw Cincinnati. If you're watching, I don't care right now. I think Seattle at home should be able. Cincinnati, they're making strides. Dalton, I think, is going to be a good quarterback for the future.
I think Benson's out this week, too.
Yeah, but Seattle home's tough, and I don't think Cincinnati's going to be able to go in there and take a win from them. So, I'm going to take Seattle.
Yeah, one thing, Cincinnati, the offense might be a little off without Benson, but defense, number 1 defense in the league. You can't argue with that. But with that said, you're playing at Seattle, one of the toughest venues to play in, one of the loudest venues. Seattle's had some good games at home, almost beat Atlanta at home. I like Seattle to cover here.
Next up, we have Philadelphia at home at Dallas. I'm going to go ahead and take Philadelphia. They're coming off the bye week. I really think this is where they start to make their strides toward that division lead. And Dallas played the Rams last week, they looked good, but they actually kind of looked a little lethargic to me. It looked like they went through the paces.
Yeah, other than running the ball so well, they didn't. Yeah, passing wise, they didn't do it.
Good luck. Go ahead, all you people that picked him up on your fantasy league. You're going to be in for a shock this week. Like I said, the Rams just had tons of holes. I think I'm drawing a blank.
DeMarco Murray.
Yeah.
Good running back. And Philadelphia's not great against the run.
The year before, the Missouri Tigers played him and gave up 49 yards to him.
Yeah.
And then he gives up 300 yards, the next week or next year to frickin' St. Louis. But I'm going to go ahead and take Philadelphia. I really think Dallas, I don't think they're as good as the world thinks they are.
They're good, but this is a big game for Philly, division
for
rival.
Both.
My nugget of the week under Andy Reid, Philadelphia is 12-0 after a bye week. I like Philadelphia to cover 3 at home.
Next up, we have the Monday night game. San Diego going to Kansas City. San Diego's a 3.5-point favorite. Go ahead and take San Diego. Antonio Gates is back and made his presence known. Kansas City played very, very good in Oakland, but Oakland having troubles with quarterback, obviously, with Carson Palmer coming in, not knowing the system, 6 interceptions last week. That doesn't happen this week. San Diego should win this game.
I like Kansas City.
I
like Kansas City at home. Whenever you're dealing with an AFC West game, whether it's KC, San Diego, KC, Oakland, Denver, KC, I look for hard-fought battles. I like Kansas City to cover 3.5 here.
I would say in years past, maybe I would have taken Kansas City. San Diego's kind of shaking the bugaboo of being a slow starter this year. So,
right.
That's it. Week 8. Let's see how we do. I'll be honest with you. Right now, I don't really care.
Me either.
We got Game 7 coming up in literally a few minutes. If you're not watching this, you're missing out. Go Cardinals. Sorry, Rangers. I like your team, but not this year.
Yep. Go Cardinals.
See you guys.